group as well. So basically, these are some kind of functions. Okay, now there's no hard fast thing about it. Does everyone, there are 4 participants on the call, does everybody have Anaconda in their systems? Obul, Sanjana, Prabhakar? Yeah. So shall we start with the installation, like basic installation for our string environment? We'll create a string environment. So why is it important to create separate environment while we are experimenting? Is because at times package are of conflicts. There are conflicts between packages and requirements. So suppose one package requires, for example, I was working on something called pip dep tree, for which I had also written. Let me see if the write-up is ready. But yeah. So write-up is like goes like this, but so pip tree will come later point of time, like maybe next time we'd come. But basically what happens is that pip, at times 2 packages could be incompatible, like you see over here, right on my screen. Where is it? Are you able to see it? Pip's dependency resolver does not currently take into account all the packages that are installed, and it says, okay, I think that I need to add a line over here. So basically the behavior of the sources is of the fallen dependency. This behavior is the source of fallen dependency conflicts. Tensor 2.3.2 requires tensor board in between these, but you have installed tensor board 1.5, which is incompatible. So to prevent such errors, that I was trying to install Rasa and Snorkel at the same time in the same environment, but because Rasa's dependencies are in conflict with Snorkel's dependencies, I had an issue. Now for that, I would like everyone to create an YAML file, YML file, and copy this piece of code there. Have you got through this part? Does everyone have the string environment in their systems? Unmute yourselves and let me know if we have if you have string environment, or shall we do a hands-on? Would anyone like to share his or her screen so that we can begin our session for today? Would anyone like, if everyone is done with it, then that makes no sense that I repeat it. But if anybody would like to, you can let me know if you have the string environment in your systems, or if not, then you can share your screen and we can work on it.
Sure, I'll share my screen.
Okay, I'll stop.
We are not allowed to share.
You're not what?
We are not allowed to share the screen.
Okay, one second. I have
Post
stopped
disabled participants.
share screen. Yeah, I just enabled share screen, and now you should be able to do it. Okay, so this is the, okay. Okay. No, okay, 1 second. Give me Anaconda. Yeah, you have opened any Anaconda Navigator. We don't want Anaconda Navigator. What we want is go to the, which Windows is this? Oh, sorry, which operating system is this?
Windows.
Okay, you can refresh this page at least. Refresh this page. I think there are some changes I made in it, and they should reflect. Okay, yeah. Now at the top you're seeing the address bar. There's m equals to 1. That is like a hack with the blogger, remove that m equals to 1 in the address bar, and press enter. M equals to 1 means that you are viewing a mobile version of the page.
Okay.
So, okay, now that we have covered all this, what we were, scroll down, or may I request admit, one second, or may I
Yeah.
request for control? Um, your control, okay, one second, your controlling. Yeah, over here. Now, Obul, we
Yeah.
would, one second, there's something. I need to make a
These are all
request.
the packages.
Yeah, these are all the
Which
packages,
which
we
one?
don't, yeah, we don't need all of them. We don't need all of them. One request I'd make to you is that if you have any unnecessary applications open in your system, like I can see in the taskbar, I'd request you to please close them. You can close Anaconda Navigator.
Okay.
And you can also
Check current.
close some
Notepad.
Notepad++. You can remain, let it remain. You can close these other tabs in your browser as well. Or maybe you can leave it. I mean, there are a lot of tabs in your browser. Maybe we can, yeah, work on this thing only. But try to clear the other tabs like Udemy, speed test, mail, so that it gives us a. Okay, WhatsApp you can close, I believe.
I guess.
Okay. Now we would start like by creating a. If there is some clarity is missing in my voice, do let me know so that audio is clear. Now I'm trying to your control. Now I'm trying to. Okay. So this is the content. You have to create a file on the desktop. Create a file on the folder in a desktop. WS. Obul, create a folder on
Folder.
your
Okay.
folder directory on your desktop named WS.
Yeah.
WS, that is like workspace. Enter, enter in it. Now create a file.
Sorry.
Create a new text file in this over here
Yeah.
in this empty folder and name it. One second. You have to
Can I
enable
put
the.
it as like this?
No, one second. One second. View. I'm trying to. Oh, no, one second. Could you go back? Could you go back to the, yeah, go to view at the top. At the top. I can. One second. One second. You have to enable file name extensions. Could you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, enable file. Okay, now give this the same name as you have over here. String intact. Remove it entirely. Look at the web page and you have that, right? You can close this. Git reset also. You can close this. Git reset. We don't need to go
Yeah.
go.
the file might become
Are you sure? Yes, 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 yes. Now open it in the notepad. Close this git reset window. You can close this. No, not this. Open it in an send to. No. Open it in a
but
notepad plus plus.
yeah.
And you have to set your defaults. Like, this is not how it's gonna work. Now env, now copy that YAML code from the blog page to over here. I'll explain a little bit about it. Yeah, copy it and paste it there in the notepad.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, now I'd explain this name string env, string underscore env is your environment name. Channels, we are saying that get the packages mentioned below from our channel named Conda Forge, and this these are some packages which we would try to install, like scikit-learn, Spacy, NLTK, Pandas, Jupyter Lab. Now what you have to do is go to command prompt, go to that WS folder, workspace folder, go to the WS folder, go there, and 1 second, click in the address bar, copy this.
See,
No, not CMD, because we don't want to open it in CMD. We want to open it in Anaconda prompt. Copy this path, copy this path,
yeah. I have got.
and then go to search for Anaconda prompt in your applications. Anaconda prompt. Yeah, there it is coming. Now type cd, change directory, cd space double quotations in double. Okay, enter. You would no, without double quotations also it will work, because there is no space in your input. So okay, now type Conda. You have to go. No, Conda is installed. Conda space env space create space -f env create -f and then type
Sorry?
strin. Yeah, enter.
Enter.
Yeah, enter. Hit enter.
Yeah, yeah. It's-
Now it might take some time depending upon your network speed. And in the meantime, let's walk you through the
So this will install all the dependency packets, right? This
all
command.
the this will create the environment and also install the packages that are there.
I mentioned.
Okay, did I do that?
Sorry?
Okay, so yeah, uh, yeah, okay. Now we should go back to that article, and if you have that article open on in your system, you can open that, and we would try to I try to walk you through. So now string environment is the string name, is the environment name, that this is the name of the environment. This from this channel we want our packages to be loaded, and these are the names of the packages that we want to load. Python, pip,
Right. So,
nadk.
sorry to interrupt. So,
Mhm.
is it a predefined one, Conda hyphen
This is
force?
no, this is not predefined one. We mention it like for every task we would do in, for any experiment we do it in an environment. We don't what do we don't mess with our, what do we call it, base environment,
We
the
are
open
trying to
environment,
create a virtual environment.
not virtual Conda environment. Virtual environment is a concept in Python. In Anaconda, the proper term for that is Conda environment.
That's okay.
Okay, now once you have, go to that
Command
Anaconda
prompt.
prompt. Let's see what is happening there. Go to the Anaconda,
It's
like
trying to solve.
it's still solving the environment. I hope it does not take time. Is your network slow?
No, don't think so.
Okay, anyways, scroll scroll down, close this tab. No, don't do that, don't do that. Let it take time, let it take time, let it take its time. I hope it won't be a, you can ignore that. I'm asking you to ignore it. Ignore it. Oval, please ignore it. Could you close this window? Now, yeah, scroll down, scroll down. Oh, okay. Yeah, it has started. Very well. Now it will take some time. You can, this is the same thing, right? Everything is present in the page. All of the packages that are being installed are listed in that page as well. You can go back and refer to them. Like scroll down now. Scroll down. Okay. Now, what is the difference? We had earlier worked with Jupyter Notebook, and now this time we are going to work with Jupyter Lab. There's not a lot of difference between the two. It's just that Jupyter Notebook is a web-based interactive computational environment, while Jupyter Lab is the next generation user interface, including notebooks. It has a more modular structure where you can open several notebooks or files in as tabs in the same window. While in Jupyter Notebook, every time a note, one second. While in Jupyter Notebook, every time you open a notebook, there are different tabs that open up. Now, if you want, I can. Now, the thing about strings is that what you are seeing over here is that picking the first fifth character of the string. This is like indexing that we spoke of, right? And picking the characters, the
Yeah.
next, this is indexing. This is how we index the string. And this next is picking characters from 5th to 10th is using slicing. Print the length of the string, which is like a length method available by default in Python. And then we print every second character in the string. How do we do that? Now, to understand this string str1, what is happening over here is we gave it 3 arguments instead of 2. Unlike slicing, when we are supposed to give 2 arguments, like above you can see that str_1 and 4:10. Now it starts with 4 and takes it, excludes the 10th index and prints the character till 9. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6 characters must be printed. And if we look at the output, I space A M space caps A. That is the 6 characters as we were expecting. Now, when we need to print every second character in a string, the third argument, which you are seeing in the highlighted text, is called a step, a step number, the number of steps you should take while traversing a string. Now, it starts with 0. We haven't mentioned anything for the ending. So it takes it by default. It means that we want the traversing to happen till the end of the string if we omit the second number, and third number tells you the steps. Now, as you can see over here, when our original string was hi, I am, hi, comma, space, I, space, am, space, Ashish, exclamation. Now, if we pick every second character in it, the output is as what you're seeing in over here, right? So this gives you the output that it outputs every second character. Now, when you give, what happens when you give a negative number for indexing? It starts traversing the string from the right. From the right meaning, if you pass string underscore one and then -1, then what it is doing, it is printing the last character. Then if you print it, give it an argument -2, it will print the second last character. Then whenever you, one thing to note about indexing is that slicing is that first argument should be lesser than the second argument. If first argument is bigger than the second argument, you won't get an output. Like over here you are seeing in this thing, we have got output for all of these, okay, but we don't have the output for these, for this time when we gave it -1, when we gave it -1 to -5, we did not get an output because slicing requires you to have the first number should be smaller than the second number or nothing comes out. Now, reversing a string, it's very simple. It's like you have to reverse a string, basically you have to remember this pattern. Like over here you are seeing, right? You can go about the other things also. What we are essentially doing over here is we start with the, but that is like expected. People, you might think that if we give it the length of the string as first argument and 0 as next argument, it won't work. To reverse a string, what you can do is you can pass it the length of the string and then nothing as the ending and then -1. It will work. And the, well, mostly you have to, it depends upon what use case you're working on, what problem you're working on. But in simplest terms, if I simply ask you to reverse a string, this is the expression. And also there is a reverse method that I uh, can mention in the blog post once I get time to edit it. But when, okay, then next is, yeah, so if string index out of range, when do we see that? When we see that string index out of range, we are trying to index a character in the string instead of slicing it. But while if we see that with slicing, you can give it numbers to track beyond the length of the string. So slicing, bigger numbers work, but if you try to pass a number out of the range of the length of the string, it will give you string index out of range exception. Now check if a string is palindrome. Like I have taken a string as mom, and we know it's a palindrome because it is having the same spelling as whether we pick characters from left to right or right to left. Now print str, if we want to check if a string is palindrome, we can simply check if the original string is exactly equal to the reverse of the own string. Now string 2 is a palindrome, and we know that string 1 is not a palindrome. So folks,